How can you value IP without high professional service costs? Imagine trying to figure out what your intellectual property is worth without spending a fortune on experts. It might sound tricky, but it's actually doable with some simple methods. You don't need to hire expensive consultants to get a good idea of your IP's value. Instead, you can use approaches that relying on data you already have or can find easily. One way is to look at the costs you've already spent creating or protecting your IP. This is called the cost-based method. For example, if you spent $20,000 on research, development, legal fees, and testing, that amount gives you a starting point. It's a conservative estimate because it only considers what you've invested so far. This method works well for early-stage or internally developed IP because it's straightforward and based on your records. Another approach is to compare your IP to similar assets that have been bought or licensed in the market. This is called the market-based method. You can find this information in online patent databases, industry reports, or licensing agreements. For instance, if a similar patent sold for $50,000, you can use that as a benchmark. This method is useful when there's enough market activity and transparency in your industry. It helps you set fair royalty rates or licensing fees based on real-world transactions. The third option is a simplified income-based method. Usually, this involves estimating future earnings or savings from your IP and discounting that to today's value. For example, if your patent could generate $10,000 a year in licensing fees, you can estimate its worth by applying a reasonable discount rate. This method requires some assumptions but can be done with your existing financial data and basic spreadsheets. It's especially helpful if your IP already brings in income or saves costs. To keep costs low, start with an internal audit. Gather all your records about your IP, including registration status, legal protections, and costs. Use free online resources like patent and trademark databases to find comparable transactions. Leverage your financial records to estimate development costs and revenues. Make conservative assumptions to avoid overestimating your IP's value, which can cause issues later. Educate your team on basic valuation concepts so you can do routine assessments in-house. In the world of trademark and patent law, knowing your IP's value helps with licensing, enforcement, or selling rights. While professional valuations are more detailed, these simple methods give you a solid starting point. They can support your strategic decisions and negotiations without breaking the bank. If you need a formal valuation later, these initial estimates can serve as helpful groundwork.